Cherry Hill Farms, and we run a small urban farm that grows organically but is not certified. And we're over here in Fair Oaks, so we're just right up the road. And it's 10 o'clock, and I'm going to do a small plant demonstration. We're going to go a little bit through how to actually transplant herbs into planters. And then I'm going to go a little bit through on how to create your own sort of potting soil here. So we'll do a little bit of that. And then I'm going to move on to talking a little bit about water conservation and mulches, which we do a lot of because we have a high density farm and we're trying to really keep our water consumption down and our plants healthy. So there's two different things that happen here. It keeps weeds down. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about amendments. So we do almost all organic amendments. We don't use anything that's not OMRI approved. But what I did was I actually went to the store and found stuff that you can actually get at your local hardware store that is organic but is not certified. And so we'll talk a little bit about those things that you can actually use that is organic but maybe for whatever reason a surfactant or whatnot is not OMRI approved. So then we'll touch very lightly on pests, just sort of common pests that people have, snails, ants, and that kind of stuff. So I was going to start pretty much with just doing a really quick sort of potting demonstration. A lot of times when you get plants, they tend to be a little bit root bound, so you'll notice that their roots are coming out and stuff like that. And so one of the first things you want to do is you want to loosen the around of your pot, and so you kind of squish it a little bit. And then if you notice, this plant has actually started to fill out its actual pot a little bit. So what you want to do is you don't want to be too rough, but you want to give the roots a little loosening. So you loosen up the roots a bit. And then you want to put it in a pot that's about twice the size that it is. I usually do. This should be a little shorter, but for this one, I think this is a good pot for this. So you make a depression, you put it in, and you go ahead and add some soil to around it and just push down and water. This, normally you'd want to go ahead and use some kind of B1 or something like that to give the roots a little bit of a head start. You've just traumatized them, but it's good because otherwise if you don't move their roots around, they'll stay tightly bound in that little zone that they were in before. So this helps out a bit. So anyway, so that's that. Now if you're going to do